You're probably wondering what you should do during tax time. Well, how I saved a lot of money during tax time was through itemizing everything. What some people do is they take a standard cut or a standard deduction and they use that standard mileage deduction to do their taxes. What I do is I itemize a lot of things because I've noticed that I haven't been doing much driving and it's just easier for me. It does take longer for me to itemize. I have to hold on to so many receipts, but it is honestly just easier. I save much more money by doing it. So itemizing is basically taking all your expenses and then deducting it from your taxes or your tax return. Yeah. So with itemizing, what I normally itemize is I itemize my shirts. So I buy like 3 or 4 shirts at about every 3 months for work. And then I also buy 3 or 4 pants every month. I also buy socks. I buy underwear. Like I literally buy everything. And then what I do is I deduct that from my taxes as my uniform. So that is one thing that I do. I love it when my audio F's up. So this part, I'm basically going to say that another tax thing that I write off is oil changes. Often I'm supposed to do them every month, but I don't. But when I do, I definitely make sure I keep the receipt. Gas and expense, so I itemize that as well, write that off at the end of the year. And I also itemize repairs, stuff like that. Basically anything to do with a car, write it off. Also write off a home office. I occasionally do write off meals. There is a certain way you're supposed to do it, off 50% or 100% depending on how it is, but I sometimes do write off meals occasionally, especially when I go and buy my coffees in Starbucks. Write-offs. So normally, how much are you supposed to set aside for taxes? Some people will say 30%. 30% is a safe number, so from every paycheck you put 30% away. That's a very safe number, but I've noticed that I do okay with about 20%. So whenever I get paid, or if I decide to do, or whenever I do gig, I take 20% and I put that in a different account, and then the other percentage or whatever is the money that I actually spend. So it really depends. 30% is a safe number, but it really just depends on you. If you're a first timer, I'd say do 30%, but then 30% is even a little much. So if you want to know, will you save more by itemizing or by doing the standard mileage deduction? Do both. Do both. Talk to a tax professional, let them run both of the numbers, and whichever one saves you more money, just go with that one. Like I said, a lot of people just automatically go for the standard deduction, and depending on what gig you do, that could be good. Like if you do food delivery, I think the standard deduction is good, but if you do rideshare, you're driving a lot, like your car is your baby. So for that, I think itemizing would be a little bit better. If you're doing like grocery delivery, you don't really drive a lot. Honestly, really just depends. You just have to take a look at your receipts and see what's good for you. And yes, guys, you do have to keep track of this. You are an independent contractor, you're self-employed, so technically there is no easy way of getting around it. A lot of apps that some people use are TripLog. I've heard someone say Evergreen. Is it Evergreen or Everlast? I'm not sure. Also, Quickbooks is a good one. I think Quickbooks is pretty good. If you're old school and if you could remember, another way of doing it is to actually log how many miles or kilometers you drive every day. You look at your odometer, and then at the end of the day, you subtract that and you mark down whether it's a personal or business trip. That is another way that you could do it. It's old-fashioned, but if you can get in the habit of doing that, I honestly think that is also not a bad way of keeping track of your mileage as well. Am I missing anything? Yeah, tax time is obviously not coming up anytime soon, but if you haven't started doing that, if you haven't started gathering all your information, please do that because it's important. A lot of people don't like investing in an accountant or a tax professional, but I feel like if you're doing gig full time, that's an investment that you have to make, because a tax professional will be able to tell you which tax write-offs are better. They'll help you save money, okay, on average. if you do, I know if you do H&R Block and you do like self-employed, usually the fee is like around $200. So if you're already paying $200 to get your taxes done and you get a tax professional that will do it for like around the same price or maybe even $50 more, it's probably just worth it to just get that person to do it for the $50 more, right? I don't know. But anyways, this is not about whether you should take a tax professional or not. It's about making sure that you keep track of all your receipts. You have to do it, okay? If you have to take pictures, put them in PDFs, download it. I'd say every month, if you just make sure that you have like an organized folder file of things that you did and things that you're doing, that is definitely how you can beat it, and that is definitely how you can make sure that you can make more money. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking because tax information is very boring, so I'm gonna end this video off there. If you guys have any questions about taxes, you can definitely ask me. If they're really complicated, I will definitely make sure that I ask my tax professionals. So yeah, hope you guys have a wonderful day and stay safe, y'all. Bye.